It's just like a sleet.
I got
Well,
snow.
You may have snow, but we're off to a somber
We
start
got a
to this
show.
evening.
Oh my God, we have a show
As
tonight.
we need to sit back, relax, and do a toast. If this was my other show, we'd do a 10-bell salute if I remembered to cue up the video, but I didn't. To Batman.
Kevin Conroy, the voice in Batman Forever. You will be missed.
Absolutely. I mean,
Cilantro.
oh, huge blow. Huge blow to just everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diz Idiots, the podcast about Disney stuff, things.
Who knows?
We'll figure it out as we go along tonight. I have a post-trip report.
Roll with it. Yeah.
Ryan has gripes about Disney Plus.
Well, there.
Bruce has stuff and a puppy.
Next time,
I got
Batman. Next time.
Oh, Disney, come on. Come on. Do it right. Do it right.
Look, we can only ask for one thing right at a time. And since they currently have their little fingers in the Haunted Mansion, let's get that right.
When do we get right?
Wait.
I've been seeing wrong. When does right come our way?
Wait. Time out. I mean,
The movie.
I know. What's is there an update? I didn't hear an update.
I have no idea. I'm just saying I want it to be good. It won't be, but I want it to be.
Have you guys heard the premise?
No.
All right.
I've been avoiding all news about it because I truly do not want to judge it until I see something.
It's just
That
like a general concept.
No. Feel free to sell the premise. I'm just saying I haven't
Yeah.
seeked out that information. But please, I want to hear the premise from you.
Yeah, I'm
We're
just
on the
trying
show, by all means.
You guys,
You're bringing it up.
if you
Never
want to,
mind.
if you want to actually start with your post trip report while
Yeah,
I'm
we'd love
looking
that.
for this.
Well, he looks that up. We'll give a post-trip report. And then maybe we'll even do a little bit of grinds my gears, but we'll get there. So I just went to Disney and I had a fairly good trip. I spent a metric ass ton of money because, Genie Plus, Lightning Lanes, this thing, that thing, the other thing.
Lightsaber.
Yes, well, that was a gift from my mother-in-law. Thank you very much.
Aww.
So
sweet.
but I got my lightsaber. I got my Eye of Agamotto. They're cool.
It's very
I got
nice.
to-
I have Agamotto.
Yes, it's very heavy. It's like 2 pounds.
Oh, okay. So, sorry to interrupt, but this is off of IMDb. This is off of the IMDb page. So this is just very simple concept. A single mom named Gabby hires a tour guide, a psychic, a priest, and a historian to help exorcise their newly bought mansion after discovering it is inhabited by ghosts. And the lead 3 stars: Jared Leto, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Winona Ryder.
2 out of Meatloaf.
Three-
Bad,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Well, and here's the
Ah.
thing. So Jamie Lee Curtis officially she's been cast as Madame Leota.
Leota.
So there's been heavy rumors that Jared Leto will be portraying the Hatbox Ghost. But more recently, if you guys have been watching, was it? I forget which YouTube channel it was. The one that the guy that is obsessed with LaShawn, the pirate conspiracy connected to Haunted Mansion.
I don't remember off the top.
I forget
of
the
my
guy's
head.
name. But anyway, so he did a special on the Haunted Mansion ornaments this year. And there is a person that has like one eye like open with draped hair that's in one of the portraits with like a shovel. And they're saying that's now Master Gracie, and Master Gracie's not the person in the portrait. That's I don't know. So like, there's question that now they're saying like Master Gracie's now an official character of the Haunted Mansion. That now possibly Jared Leto might be Master Gracie and not the Hatbox Ghost.
To put it simply, if you are telling the story of the ghosts not as a ride but as a movie, Master Gracie has to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because clearly they're going to be telling some of the backstory of the mansion.
Ooh, I just got something crazy in mind. Winona Ryder as the bride.
I'm just gonna.
I would cast
say-
Uma Thurman for that.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say something here that just if Disney just wanted to make Poltergeist, because that's what it sounded like here to me, they could have just called it Poltergeist. But that's okay. It's
Yeah.
Poltergeist for kids. I'm
That's-
here for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. It's without the bodies. It's the
Your
premise
house
that
is clean.
yeah. Well, we know that Owen Wilson's the priest. That's also official too. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Directed by Justin Simeon. Oh.
I was worried there for a minute.
Who would you think he was gonna say?
I thought we were going to get Justin Lin and there'd be cars drifting across it.
He wrote. Oh, he wrote Dear White People.
Okay. We'll see if it's good.
Yeah.
I will tell.
Yeah.
Right, buddy? Yeah.
We will watch it when it comes out.
So continue with your
Trip
post
report.
Yes.
trip
So,
report.
we got down there. First day we got to Epcot. Real simple day. We went, we ate, we rode Guardians, we rode Spaceship Earth. That was it. Guardians. I had an amazing time. Meg did not enjoy her first ride because it kept stopping.
Ooh.
She just got a bad batch. That's how it goes, but luckily it prepared me for what I found out later in the trip, which, side note, the second time both times were perfect. But what are there? 8 songs?
Six.
6. Same song twice.
Okay. And it's funny, mind you, my one friend who lives down there, works down there and everything, he's been on Guardians about probably 40 times, and he's only ever gotten 5 of the songs.
Please tell me the song he hasn't gotten is mine.
No, my very first one, Conga. I said, oh, Conga was first. He goes, you got Conga? I've been on that son of a bitch 40 times. I've never gotten Conga.
That's crazy because I've heard there was a survey out there and they were saying the most songs that are most likely played if you're going to be riding the ride, and I think Conga was the most popular one that people said that they got when they wrote it multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, remember, it's the first lady of music in Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm just curious, why Disney was asking for that survey, as if are we just gonna stick to one song? How do people
they're just judging in case a case is a song in there that not as popular or people aren't like. I think because those are what song did you get? Enlighten our audience.
I told you, but I have since forgotten.
It's
song.
everybody. It's the Tears for Fears classic.
Oh.
Everybody rules the world.
Oh.
Now the reason it's a great song, it really is. But when I first found out to the soundtrack, I'm like, really? That's a song for a roller coaster? But okay.
What I will say to that song is, you really don't hear the song till the end of the ride. A lot of the ride, it's there, but it's background noise.
It's
You're
just
not,
the instrumental.
yeah,
Right.
you're not getting the beats of the song or anything. So, but it was an amazing ride. Then we went back to the resort. We checked my mother-in-law and Fluffy in, picked up our stroller, and then we went to Disney Springs for dinner, where we had dinner
Wait,
at...
Time out. Wait, DVC allows pets?
Fluffy is my grandmother.
Oh, wait. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my god.
And to further the question, yes, some select Disney resorts do allow pets.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's an honest mistake, but I didn't catch it for I can't breathe. I can't breathe. This is it, Marie. It's the big one. Sorry, Dozer. Continue. Continue.
Look, I'm just I was gonna say her first name isn't much better. It's Valeria. Like
We broke Brian.
yeah.
You broke Brian. Anyway, so you went to Disney Springs.
And we had dinner at Enzo's Hideaway.
How was it?
Oh, it was amazing.
Was it a
Good.
tropical hideaway?
Tropical? No, it's a Rum Runner Hideaway.
Ah, nice.
It's in the tunnels below Maria and Enzo's.
I sincerely apologize.
It's okay.
But at the same time, I hope to God this is going viral. If this is the video that makes us start,
This is the moment. This was the moment.
please
that
tell me
became a
that
thing.
was the moment that this was.
I hope so.
Oh,
This is
I
the
hope there was
moment.
one person out there that just listened that was like, who are these three children that we need? Like, who are these people?
So
Oh my God.
you're all
Continue.
good. So we went to Enzo's Hideaway. Good drinks, good fresh Italian pasta. Went back to the room, got ready for the next day. Next day comes. And we don't start at the parks till like 1-ish because we are waiting for the rest of the family to fly in. So they fly in. We get there. We left the hotel like 1:32-ish. We got there. Perfect time for the 3 o'clock parade. Watched it from the hub while eating a Casey's hot dog. I don't know what better first Disney experience you could have when you walk into the parks.
You can't, unless it's corn dog nuggets.
And then we went and we beasted our way through most of Fantasyland with fast passes.
Nice.
I was Genie plussing it the whole time. That went smoothly. There's still we did like 3 different shifts in the Magic Kingdom, and we still didn't write It's a Small World. Like there's still a lot missing.
Where's the problem with this? Continue.
So then we had what we thought was like a 7 o'clock dinner. Quickly became like it was a 6 o'clock dinner. It quickly became like a 7 o'clock dinner, which was at Golden Diamond Horseshoe Review or Golden Horseshoe. I can never remember.
Diamond.
Mm-hmm. And our reservation was for one time. It took them another hour to seat us.
That's awful.
And then our tables were not together at the one restaurant that took us as a reservation for 11. We did not have one table. And that upset me. That upset my mother-in-law. That upset everybody. The food was okay. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was a standard Disney all-you-care-to-eat family-style tray. Then we saw parts of whatever we're calling the fireworks currently, Enchantment. And I say parts because we finally got out of our 6 o'clock meal at like 8:10 with fireworks at 8:15. So we had probably the most obstructed view I've ever had of the fireworks.
Oh, God.
It's okay. This was redeemed 2 nights later when I had an unobstructed view of Harmonious.
That's awesome.
Which the ability to get an unobstructed view of any show in Epcot is
a feat.
Where was it?
We were just past, like right between Mexico and the entrance.
That's a good place.
Yep, right there. That's the thing. And it's like most of the time, if you're not part of the dessert party that they have there, it's completely roped off from general admission.
Yeah, but even the dessert party, the problem with Harmonia, the problem with Epcot fireworks in general is the wind. You could have the perfect spot, that wind's blowing at you, and all of a sudden your perfect spot is gone.
Yep. So that was day 1. Day 2, everyone listened. We worked well. I insisted we're doing an early rise, and it was Hollywood Studio Day. We all got up early. We went in 2 separate groups to the park because there was the Star Wars group and the non-Star Wars group.
When you say that, you mean like Galactic Star Cruiser?
No, nobody was in Galactic Star Cruiser. We all left from Animal Kingdom Lodge. We just had 2 groups. The people.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Some
All
were
the Star
going
Wars
to do
stuff.
Star Wars.
I
some were
gotcha.
not.
I thought you meant like
And-
when you were there, you saw the different. I got you. Go on.
No. So we got there. We walked in. We walked straight on the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Nice.
Oh my God, that's rare.
Opening rope drop. And when I mean we walked straight in, from the moment I crossed the threshold of the queue till I sat down, I did not stop moving.
That's pretty sweet.
Like the gate
Yeah.
opened as I walked up. It was, oh my God, perfect timing. We rode that. Then we rode Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which, always an amazing ride. And I got official confirmation as my one cousin on the trip flipped out right before we got on. So she got to take the elevator of shame. Which, again, I repeat, whose genius idea made the chicken exit for this ride an elevator?
Yeah. Well,
You are
Yeah.
absolutely
I know.
fired. Like,
Yeah.
what? These people are obviously scared out of their minds.
Yeah. Because
it was actually designed for wheelchairs.
I know. I know why I'm saying it was still a bad decision.
I know.
Just because they built an elevator for wheelchairs doesn't mean they couldn't have figured out a way to put steps or a non-elevator way out. That aside, we rode that.
Yeah.
Then we got to ride again because the cousin who was my age, he escorted his daughter off. So he wanted to ride it. And, we're not even 8 o'clock in the morning. No line. Rode that again. Then we proceeded to Star Tours, where we learned he doesn't do simulators well. Which, good thing to fix.
Did we have a protein spill?
No protein spill, but he was not feeling well.
Okay.
Finished that. Went to Galaxy's Edge. Walked around for a little bit. I had some green milk.
Green milk.
My cousin had some blue milk. Blue milk is better than green.
Okay, good. Because
That is a matter of opinion.
Here's my thought. Blue milk. It's a pina colada.
Mm-hmm.
did you
Green
get it?
milk.
Did you get it with the alcohol?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
The green milk didn't taste like much. It you got the tequila taste, but that was kind of it.
That's what I'm after. I love tequila.
I love tequila too, but that's not what I wanted out of that beverage.
That's fair.
And see, that's interesting because that's what I've been hearing most people taste is just like, it just tastes like a fruity tequila. Because I guess it's like, even without the tequila, they said it's more of a floral flavoring that you get more of like a floral,
I
honey-
thought it was.
like a-
I thought it
like a
was more delicious. and
honeysuckle. Like a
I thought it was more
honeysuckle.
delicious and refreshing than the blue milk, personally. But that's a personal flavor. That's all.
Yeah.
It could also have been the green milk. That floral, fruity texture did not go as well with that milk-like consistency. And we went from there. We rode Smuggler's Run.
Nice.
We got 2 containers, which is better than my last time.
That's sweet.
Can I say
Yes.
something about the floral flavoring comment?
Yes.
So I just realized something here. Tatooine, hot desert planet. Florida, hot, with the pina coladas, tropical. Don't you think maybe they would have some sort of tropical flavor to kind of get their minds off of being someplace hot and dry and deserty?
Depends where they're getting the flavors from.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking, like,
It-
the blue milk could have always tasted like that. So, like, with the
Yeah.
green milk being from Octo, it would have a different flavor.
But the green milk was the more fruity floral one.
Oh,
The blue milk is
Yeah.
pina colada. It's coconut.
The green milk has the floral notes.
Because it was more easily masked by the more
okay.
upfront alcohol flavor of the tequila.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah.
We rode Rise of the Resistance, which, can I state, Disney. You're turning into Universal. There's shit not working. I'm not even going to cover the fact that it was in B mode.
I was gonna say, was Kylo in B mode at the end?
Yes. But 2, those guns that go back and forth? No, they don't.
Which guns?
So the big guns that you're going between these guns that are shooting out of the ship,
Yeah.
they're supposed to go back and forth. They block your path. You got that in B mode too.
I got Kylo in A mode, but that was in B mode. I had because people told me what Kylo B mode looks like. I'm like, nope, that doesn't sound familiar. Nope, I got that in B mode.
Yeah, and it's an amazingly cool effect, and it's not working. Like, guys, this is your thing.
Now let me ask something here real quick. I feel bad we keep interrupting you. Let me ask something
I
here
know.
real quick. When you rode the elevator up, were you looking at the front of the at or the side?
This time I got the side, and
That's the answer.
what an amazingly subpar experience.
Was Kylo so? Because I'm wondering if they work differently. I did not get the front. I got the side at. I didn't know there was a difference until later. Otherwise, I probably would have rode it again to try. But that might be the difference maker right there.
Well, I don't know, because
Those guns, you can still tell they're supposed to move back and forth because you're still juking to avoid them moving.
I've
You can
been
feel that move in the
I've
programming.
been fortunate to ride it twice in my life that I can.
I'm glad it
account.
wasn't in someone else's life.
So I'm trying to remember. No. I mean, like, that I can remember.
No, Brian, I'm joking with you.
I know. But like, when I went down for work, I ended up getting B mode. Well, I mean, both times I went down, the first time I went to ride it, it broke down.
That's very
So,
common.
but then when I went back, it was in B mode because it just broke down. So B mode is obviously the backup generator. So that's why it's most likely the B mode. If it breaks down, you'll get the B mode. And both times. Well, no, you know what? No, let me backtrack, because the first time was B. So yeah, so when I went down for work, it was B mode because it was the video of Kylo Ren with the TIE fighter, and the cannons weren't moving.
So,
But I've never experienced the front of the AT-AT. I've only experienced the sides both times. But when I went down with Liz, we got the A experience, and it was unbelievable. Totally worth after breaking down waiting again.
yeah, I agree with that. So after that, we went and I built my lightsaber.
Oh, can we see it?
I'd have to get up and go out
No.
Next
I'll-
time.
next
Okay.
time. I went with the Peace and Justice or whatever set. Bottom of the 4. More silver and bronzy. And then after I built it with a green blade, but I have since put a yellow crystal in there because I would be a sentinel or a temple guard, I believe, in the universe.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah, it would be the old Republic style medals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I did that. My cousin built his complete Vader. Not complete Vader, but complete Sith, red blade, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Finished that. Rode Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Saw
Best.
Beauty and the Beast. And then we tried to have dinner at 50's Prime Time. Well, we did have dinner at 50's Prime Time. It just was a pain in the ass. Because again, my reservation was for 7:05. We checked in at 6:50, as you can check in 15 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat down sometime around 7:40. Meanwhile, the other table of us, which had a 7:15 reservation, sat down at 7. And we left before they did, so we got served faster and all. None of this stuff makes sense. And they said it was because the group of 6 needed a larger table than the group of 5. Which I am personally perplexed by because I am unaware of many restaurants that have odd number tables.
Yeah.
And Disney's not the type of people to sit like a person on the end of a table if it's not made to have a person on the end of a table. So that kind of had me perplexed, and believe me, they got Mama Bear Meg. I felt a little bad for them.
Don't. 50's Prime Time has gone to shit.
I
There,
agree.
I said it.
The family had hopes of seeing Fantasmic, which I told them, no.
Hey,
Because
Joseph, where did that line start?
somewhere around the entrance gate.
Mm-hmm.
I went, no. It's not worth trying to stand in this line to maybe get into the 9:30 show. Maybe.
Here's what I would have done. Or maybe you guys did it. I don't know. Tell us. But go back to the hotel room, put your sweatpants on, turn on the TV, because now you have the smart TVs. Go on to YouTube and search Fantasmic.
No, because so as we came in 2 groups, we left in 2 groups, and I left with the little kids in the car because little kids, easier to roll out.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, we started our day at Magic Kingdom again. Jingle Cruise.
Oh yeah,
we got the jingle. Pirates. Seven Dwarfs, couple other things. Splash one last time. Country Bear. Then we were out of there by noon because we needed to go to Epcot. We hadn't touched Epcot yet.
Mm-hmm.
In Epcot, we booked it for Soarin', which we made by the hair on a chinny chin chin. 15-minute grace period. We got there like 14 minutes after our time. But we got to ride Soarin'. Bella's first ride on Soarin', where we kind of got the, here, let me measure them. Good enough.
How was your ride on Soarin'?
We enjoyed that.
Okay. How would the only complaint I had about Soarin', and I wasn't sure if that's what I'm asking is, I wasn't sure if this maybe was my particular row on the particular vehicle, but the scents were not working correctly and very loud when they did work.
The scents have been loud in there for years.
It was louder than what I rode in 20. Oh God, the retraction. I don't remember the last time I actually rode Soarin'. I take that back. Retraction.
So, go.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I mean, we can probably maybe do this after the post trip review, but I got a game idea in mind, thinking about holiday overlay themed attractions and like what you would do.
But let's let him finish and then go back to it.
Yeah,
But just
yeah.
don't forget that though. Let's go.
I
That sounds
know,
like fun, but let's let those.
know, I
keep
wanted-
interrupting
yeah.
the poor guy. Let's let him
I
finish.
know. I have that in mind.
We did Soarin'. We booked it. Everybody who could. We then rode our fast pass on Guardians, which everybody loved. The non-Disney people came off it going, best ride they've ever ridden.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much fun.
We also got to beta test the dining reservation cancellation policy, as we thought we were going to be stuck paying the $10 per person as we canceled our dinner that night. But we canceled it at the beginning of the day, but it was still before the 24 it was still within the 24 hours, and we didn't get charged, which
Blood.
as official policy, I believe it was today, is now 2 hours before you can cancel your dining reservation. Officially.
With the park reservation system, that makes so much more sense.
Yes. And then we just ate our way around the world after that.
Oh.
And then final day, we did some in-room makeovers with our wonderful cast member that we got off of Facebook. Did all the wonderful hair, makeup, and all for the girls, and a little pirate for the boy. Went to Animal Kingdom. Did the safari. Rode Everest. Some of the people rode Kali River Rapids. Had lunch at Tusker House, where they were more than accommodating. Got there a half hour early for our reservation. When I went to check in, I said, we have 2 reservations. She instantly took them and moved us to one table.
That's service right there. That's how it's meant to be.
Oh man,
That's old school Disney right there.
She went, if you can wait 25 minutes. And I sat there and went, well, we're a half hour early, so I am good with that. We'll get drinks at the bar.
did you mention Bruce at all by chance? They're just like, yes, sir, right away,
No.
sir.
They just did it. I did feel a little bad. Not for anything personal, but the poor cast member they had work in the hostess booth couldn't really see over the hostess booth.
Oh,
Just it'd be funny. Dozer walks in going, Bruce Van Tassel says his regards.
listen, there was a time I actually knew the manager at Tusker House
Just
very, very well.
Wait.
And that if you walked up and did say my name, it would have been just walk up. I'll tell you the correct name to say, and the carpet's getting rolled out.
but it's Dozer wearing the Punisher t-shirt with Mickey ears.
Oh, I now need this t-shirt.
Alan's like an excellent T-shirt.
It's on Etsy. I've seen it.
I
I've seen
am
it.
now going to go buy that. We did that. We did the Avatar stuff. At that point, Bella and I and the other little kids and their mom left. The others went back to the Magic Kingdom. I ordered dinner from Sanaa. We went in the pool. We relaxed. And we drove home the next morning. All in all, good trip.
Sounds like a great trip.
Yeah.
Yep. And Animal Kingdom Lodge, 5 stars as always.
Oh, I know.
Besides the 3-week safari to get back to my room.
Yeah.
No, literally, We were in the last block of rooms.
Oh, that's right. You did send us that picture of like you're like
They
you
were
know when I
the worst spot.
when you were like when I said Savannah View, and at first I was looking at the message going like, oh, that is a really cool view with the animals, and then you said the message with like where you were, and I'm like, oh my god, you're out in the
Listen.
savannah.
What you missed is when you booked them, you actually booked the Toto rooms to bless the rains down in Africa.
I was forever far away, but I had this wonderful corner view that I could literally see the entire savannah.
I mean, that's pretty. You're far away. That is what the view everybody wants.
Yes, but whoo, that walk never ended. And now, if you don't mind, I need to have a Dear Chapek moment.
Oh, please.
Oh,
Hey,
here
Dozer.
we
Hey,
go.
Dozer. What's grinding your gears?
Yeah.
So, today, first off, I'm going to start off with this. I cannot renew Meg's annual pass. She cannot renew mine. What the fuck? So we'll start on that. Meg renewed hers and Bella's yesterday. I popped on today to do it. And I'm looking at it, I'm going, Incredipass. But we have a Sorcerer Pass. Where can I select the Sorcerer Pass? And then I pull up the comparison chart for what the passes are. I'm like, yeah, Sorcerer, DVC. And then I go back and I scroll down, and at the very bottom in smaller font, well past where the continue button is, so you do not see it, is if you have a DVC membership, please call here for the DVC annual pass. Nowhere did it tell me this before, and I am like, oh my God, because my wife overpaid by $300 each on her annual pass and Bella's. I'm like, okay, well, fuck this. I'm calling them and I'm getting them to refund me some money because that's $1,000 goddamn dollars right here. And then while I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wonder what happens if I go into My Disney Experience, because it's been begging me there to renew. I go into the renewal page. All it says is, your pass type is no longer offered. Please sign up for this pass. Nowhere does it mention.
Then it's the Incredipass.
Yeah. Nowhere does it mention if you're a DVC member, call. Like, it's straight up going, spend $1,000. And I'm like, screw you. So, at this point, I'm calling DVC, which it took me like a half hour to find our member number because their website's absolute garbage, like all Disney websites. And I get through. And after I get through, the cast member starts off with a 45-second speech about how all their systems are down.
Ugh.
And if you need to do anything with your membership, they can't help you. And I kind of sat there and just wanted to go, and just turn the phones off. Just turn them off and put we are having technical difficulties spiel.
Yeah.
Don't make me go through the 17 menus it took me to get to you to tell me this. So I go, okay, that's fine. I would like to lodge a complaint about where it was featured to call you. And she just gives me an email to email. Top tier, Disney. Top tier. Way to treat, and in this case, I really do mean it, way to treat your most loyal guests with respect
That's
and
it.
dignity.
Your most loyal guest. It could not be more accurate. It's the truth of truths.
Yeah.
Because by this point, literally, the people that this affects, the people that you are fucking over by making them spend an extra $300 on the Incredipass versus the $700 and change on the Sorcerer Pass, are your DVC annual pass members. These are people that have said, I like Disney. I would like to come here for the next 50 years of my life. I will buy deeded property in Disney to do such.
And the real issue, the root of the issue here is, like you said, dear Chapek, you're not kidding, because the mentality this man has and the company currently has, where we didn't have under Iger, was they'll do it because we're Disney. It's, well, then they'll pay it because we're Disney. It's fair, it's not right, and it's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, and my little side rant, and I should put my Disney Plus on to find. So the other day I was turning on Disney Plus just to scroll through, see if the holiday stuff was getting ready to launch, because like the Santa Claus is just coming out, I think actually. Oh my
Tomorrow.
God, we just watched the first movie last night.
God, I love
Oh.
those movies. The
Oh.
show looks, the
Oh.
trailer is amazing. The show looks so
Oh.
cute.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so a notification popped up under my account, and I'm reading it, and it says, "We have noticed that you have shared accounts, like multiple people on your login, and you're using multiple things to log into. So starting at the end of your subscription next month, or at the end of this month or whatever, yeah, I think it was right around this, I think they said on November 24th, like Black Friday.
That's actually Thanksgiving.
Okay, I think, yeah, Thanksgiving. Still, regardless.
On fucking Happy Thanksgiving. Give us more money.
Wait. This is what they said. To sign up for your family bundle that will include the ESPN and who, because they're basically saying that my subscription right now, they will be charging $15.99 a month. $15.99 a month. But they want me to, they're basically forcing me to sign up with Hulu Plus and ESPN Plus for their family bundle.
And that would probably be why I haven't gotten such a notification, because I have the full bundle.
What they said for the free upgrade.
Well, yeah, it's free because that's the same price for the big bundle. And at the end of the day,
I don't want it. You're forcing me to have something I don't want.
They're not forcing you to have it. You could just get the freeloaders off of your account.
It's like these cable companies. It's like cable companies used to do. Well, you might as well just take the phone because it's the same price. They might as well just take it.
And here's the thing, though. All the streaming companies are going to start cracking down on password sharing.
Uh-huh.
It's coming. Netflix started the trend. Now they're all going to do it. And in some degrees, they're right. In some degrees, they're wrong. Like, yeah, we share some of our passwords. Most of them are for services either we barely use. We use it for one show. Or it's for people who want to watch one show.
Well, the only thing they're going to run into an issue is if I have tablet, I have a lake house, and I log in when I'm at my parents' house. But that's where the multiple profiles come in that they go, well, bullshit. How come there's 3 profiles there?
And I have,
what they will say.
I'm not going to say it.
So 2 out of 3 of yours won't get noticed, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to all you're in your parents' house are close enough that geographically they will see them as the same.
Correct. It's the lake house that will throw everything off.
But the lake house, you are signing in with one of your other existing profiles, therefore it is not always logging in from there.
I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff they're looking at. Well, what are you not going to say, Brian?
Say it.
No. No.
Say it. You brought it out there. You have to now.
No.
You have no choice. You have to say it. You have to.
No.
That's the law.
I take it back. Nope.
Nope. You can't take it back. No backsies.
Plead the fifth.
Nope. No. You gotta say it. Come on.
Nope. Not on air. Not on air. Nope.
That is fair. We will say it after the show.
Fine. After the show, then.
Not on air.
But what I will add is also, I don't really know what I pay for these streaming services, because after a little bit of finagling I had to do, I pay, I think, $3.99 for the whole bundle.
Nice.
because Verizon comps the bundle as part of one of our cell phone plans.
That's sweet.
And then I have it set up so it's a small upgrade fee so that I have Hulu without ads.
I had the Hulu first, Disney Plus. I added into that, so I have the bundle in that sense. And ESPN will become a necessity in probably 2024. We'll see.
You need to look into that because when I signed up, ESPN was like, sign up for Disney Plus and Hulu. Oh, if I just sign up for the bundle, ESPN's free.
Yeah, it might be already included. I should double check that. But
and you mainly get to it through Hulu now. Like it's
this is going to be on its own in 2024 I think it's 2024, 2025 is when the NFL Sunday Ticket is supposed to go to ESPN.
Which I hate to say it, but thank God.
About effing time. But that's when I will have my interest in ESPN will greatly rise.
Because I am tired of it being tied to DirecTV.
Yes.
But that's neither here nor there. Brian, you had a game to talk about.
Yes. So, a little imagination sparked my mind. You said you were talking about Soren.
Yeah.
And everyone's always intriguing, their crazy idea, fantasy, fantasy ideas of retheming attractions, with the success of the holiday overlay with the Haunted Mansion out in California, which as many people say that it should come to Florida, it shouldn't.
No.
It will never ever happen. We have our 5 jacks. Be happy.
And if we're getting the Hatbox Ghost, that would be it for me. Like that would just be. I'm happy with that coming into the Haunted Mansion in Florida. I think that's exciting. But anyway, so the idea of now the Jingle Cruise, concepts of other ideas that would be simple or something that doesn't have to be overly Christmassy,
like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So my idea was basically just Soarin' over the holidays around the world, or like Soarin' with Santa, starting with the North Pole, and just kind of flying with reindeer pretty much. Like that would be a really cool video to have, would just be like.
That is a lot harder than you think it is. That would be remember, that's an entire ride, not just a video. You have an entire ride program of scents that are programmed to come out. You have to change the entire thing. Scent canisters and all.
It took them quite a while to switch over to Soarin' over the world.
Yeah. I love the idea. I'm with you on the idea, but how cheap they are. It's a great idea. I love the idea, but that is a lot harder than you may think. Like that's the thing. A lot of the overlays, right. And that's another thing with Haunted Mansion Holiday. It's not just. I agree, it shouldn't come, but it's not just the fact that people can't witness the Haunted Mansion as it's done. It's got to close down to turn over, come back, and it's not just a overnight thing. That's a progression thing as it goes. That I love the holiday overlays. They should never take the attraction offline more than maybe a day.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also,
I
just got to stop here for a second.
Okay.
I am very much against the Guardians overlay this year.
I agree.
First year of the ride, people's first ride on this is going to be a goddamn holiday overlay. No.
Yeah.
I get it that it's basically a different song, but 2 to 3 years.
They should have quietly tried it as a random bonus track and said nothing. Unless they're even changing the
Ooh.
lighting on the inside, but that's what they should have done is quietly inserted it randomly so people, what the heck? Hey, why was Run Run Rudolph playing? What was that? Jingle bells? Oh, like if people would think it's a very funny thing, then you
Right.
gauge the reaction. I agree with you though, too. For people's first ride on it, too soon.
And I like the idea of new tracks randomly. No announcement, no anything, just bloop.
Is
You
that
don't
is that
have to change the audio. You can overlay the audio with the music.
wait? Is that what they announced?
What?
They announced something recent.
Yeah.
Recent.
It's the holiday overlay from it's going to be my understanding it's the same track each time.
Let me see if I can find this here. Because they just announced something about like Blog Mickey 5 days ago. Let's see here.
Yeah. And to be honest, I am impressed at the Jingle Cruise overlay for one sheer fact of you have to get all of those skippers to learn that new script.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to perfectly deadpan that much schlock and that much shtick is not easy. And this is my second time with the Jingle Cruise overlay, and I am just disappointed that there is no Santa hat on the tiger in the temple.
I don't disagree to that.
Because there is no overlay in the temple, and you're like, come on. Give me a Santa hat on it. Or string up crappy Christmas lights.
Well, wait. Let's think of a Christmas pun. What would be a Christmas pun with a tiger?
You don't have a pun. They don't talk.
It's simple as this. Dozer, it's simple as this. Santa hat and the Mickey bulb lights around the neck.
Yeah.
Done.
They don't talk in the temple because of the echo. So
well, not an echo, but just like a scenic pun. Like you get it because it's like
they never have, they never will.
Well, no, he's talking a pun purely visually.
Like a visual.
Oh,
pun
got it. Yeah, you could listen. They could do whatever. There could be a reason they don't.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was my only disappointment there.
You know what? Could it be something religious in the Indian culture with the tiger?
Mm-hmm. Certainly could be. Just in general, with the inside of the temple, they
that
never
might be
do
something.
anything. There has to be a reason, and it simply could be access.
Yeah. I don't know. Has Blog Mickey turned up anything on this Guardian stuff?
I'm pretty sure it was just the date it was going to be running that they announced.
Yeah, it was November 25th. That's what
the 25th. It was Black Friday through December 30th or 31st.
Yeah, it was the date. That's what it was.
I'll take it. At least it's a true holiday thing, and it didn't start in October.
But I thought I read somewhere that they also announced that there was going to be 6 holiday tracks.
I read it as it was going to be one medley in the same. Who knows?
I'll tell you what.
But if they can do 6 holiday tracks, all that says to me, they can move music in and out of this at will.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I'm pretty sure Mannheim Steamroller and Disney have a contract. And I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe played Mannheim Steamroller.
I just don't see it with the attraction. I don't see it with how the attraction works. Also, Mannheim Steamroller is just too damn loud to have audio with it.
I probably hear like Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Like I could hear something poppy like that.
Well, again, part of it I think Steamroller's easier. I thought they were going to do a medley, but you need something for the most part fast, upbeat. Run Run Rudolph makes sense,
Yeah,
because whoosh and into the attraction. I thought it was going to be like a hit of Star-Lord's favorite Christmas songs.
That's why I'm saying Mariah Carey. All I want for Christmas is you.
Again, but it has to be one thing. Something more rock and roll, because he has a lot, unless they change the line leading up to it.
Well, that's all.
I
was going to ask, did they like shut this ride down for like the holiday overlay at all, or is it just going to be like
it's just be overnight change?
Overnight change. Okay.
I have the answer to what it should be, who it needs to be, because you could kind of, even if the tracks weren't released in the proper time frame.
Twisted Sister?
No.
Who?
Brian Setzer.
Yep. Oh! There you go. And he has a Christmas album. Yep.
Yes.
He has several Christmas albums. For years, he only did a Christmas tour.
Yeah. But the reason I said that, Brian, Star-Lord says, not spoiling, he says a line of, "You'll never stop rock and roll." So it has to be now something a little more rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I think Brian Setzer is that perfect thing. He has experience with Disney multiple times.
Oh, I got a crazy idea. I have a crazy idea. Okay, what if, now it would be a very small, but you know how Marvel likes to do Easter eggs, all right? What if somehow in one of the videos you see a Turbo Man doll just float through space?
No. They're not going to change the videos, I feel, at all.
No,
really?
It's audio. It's only going to be an audio track. Again, I think that's the reason I think they're going with the audio is that I think the voices are going to be the same. They're just changing the music because you still would. I think you still deliver the same experience. Also, if you're doing a new video, a lot of these you kind of have to bring. Now you could superimpose it in the one main room, but also Turbo Man would have been after Star-Lord would have been in space.
But like, if it's an overnight overlay, and I mean, this would be like,
and again, it's only overnight acting on it. They can take as long as they want making it.
Okay, this is just fanboy in a perfect Disney. If someone like, I don't know, Walt was a new Walt crazy, someone that ran this company would just make the fans wow, would be they already prepped the Guardians overlay ahead of time, so they already pay the actors ahead of time to do reshoots of all the scenes, prepping all that. Overnight, they retheme decorations around the queue area, and then they just put the videos up on the monitors. And it's a complete new experience overnight. That would be a perfect.
The queue wouldn't work because it's not, unless they have to change the audio in the queue. The queue wouldn't work. You're in Xandar's pavilion.
Xandar doesn't know Christmas. You only get the Christmas when you're hearing it.
Oh, you're right. Now, I never wrote it, so I don't.
That's why they're saying it's going to be music. I think again, you could put something Christmassy in there, lighting or something. Not saying you can't, but the whole point, you can't change a lot of the times with the overlay. Haunted Mansion Holiday is still kind of the Haunted Mansion. Ghost Galaxy, it's still everything in space. You can't really change the core of the attraction being the Xandar Pavilion at Epcot.
The only thing that would make me happy in all of this, and I will try to word this to not for a no spoiler way of saying this, so Bruce will get it. Second pre-show video, first pre-show video even. Just give me a Christmas hat on them.
Yes. Yeah.
Just one Christmas hat, and maybe where's my milk and cookies or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That's all I need. Then I'll be happy.
This plan is making me hungry.
maybe.
I didn't even think
Oh
of that.
my
That's-
god!
right there.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
no, it's I actually that's now that we're talking about it, I still think they shouldn't have done it this year. It's still too early, but I mind it less. Like Brian, you're bringing up good ideas. I don't dislike them,
Right.
but it's a Disney would never. The problem is they'll
Yeah.
never do it
Yeah.
because it. That's why Haunted
would co-
Mansion Holiday will never come.
Yeah,
is because you change the overall experience.
Well, and it costs a lot of money to do stuff like that too, because you have to get all the parts and the labor and the time.
Can I just say one thing that I find hilarious as we're talking about this? We're sitting here. We're what? Like however many billions of dollars into this complete redo of Epcot. And there's still so much that they need to change.
And there's still no shade.
And they're still nowhere near done with something that should have been done a while ago. What is this Moana journey of? I always call it Shape of Water attraction. What are you? Why are you taking so long? What is it? It's just gonna be jumping fountains. I'm sorry.
Can we wait?
Ugh.
Can we have a race on who will open first? Tron
Epic
Coast-
Universe.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
I wanted to say that.
I was just gonna say. Well, I mean, we could throw that in, but I was just gonna compare Moana and Tron. I mean, it's a toss
Not
up.
No,
Epic Universe. Tell you what,
Tron.
it won't be Epic Universe. Tron and Moana. It'll be the Pipeline Surf Coaster at SeaWorld. That's what's going to open first in Orlando. And I say that because they just unveiled the trains today. What the hell?
Well, it's like, what do they say? Early 2024 for Tron. It's like, or not 2024, 2023.
2023. Yeah,
But it's
Tron's
like-
opening first. Moana's
Tron is-
still more or less a hole in the ground.
Yeah, for something that, like, what are you actually creating there? Tron's at least testing heavily now.
I mean,
regularly.
Unless someone pretty much said, look, if we do this Moana attraction, we kind of have to go off of that concept art. And then someone's like, me on the fly on the wall, Bob Chapek says, we'll do it. Whatever it takes. We have to make it look like that. I don't care how much it costs. And then how much we have to lay off people.
It shouldn't take hard to make it look like that. It's just fucking Avatar. Christ's sake. Just
And Joe-
Pandora.
And Joe Rohde is somewhere going, my hands are clean of this.
Yeah. And
I'm
you're
going
right.
to space, bitches.
As we decide, roll, times are tough, so we're gonna hire freeze, lay off cast members. Oh, Lord.
You know what's funny too? So when Liz and I went down this last trip, I had to do one of those double takes because I swear to God, I saw Joe Rohde in Disney Springs.
You might have. He
I
knows
mean-
there's people down there. He
Well,
is very
and here's the
close to them.
thing. When he's not wearing his giant earring thingamajig, I mean, there's only so many people that you can just say,
But-
hey, that person looks like someone that
If-
is someone that I know somewhere.
Even if he doesn't have the earring in, that ear's still hanging low.
Yeah. And I mean, the guy was wearing flip flops. He was tan. He had the beads around. I mean, if it wasn't Joe Rohde, this guy was trying to look like Joe Rohde.
Which is also a possibility.
Trust me, it was Joe Rohde. There is no lookalike.
There can
They-
only
He's
be
someone who
one.
looks like you go. That looks like Joe Rohde. It is. Just trust us.
If there would only be one way I'd be 1,000,000% certain, and that would be if you saw him in the Nomad Lounge.
Well, yes.
See, but we weren't there. But we
I know,
were-
I'm just saying, that's his hangout.
Yeah. I'm sure. I love that place too. I remember when I went to go see Yeehaw Bob for the very first time, and we haven't been back since then. But God, I would love to go back to see Yeehaw Bob. John Lasseter was in the audience.
Nice.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. But John Lasseter, yeah, because he was like, and at first, we were all laughing because he was just looking at a guy wearing a Hawaiian shirt that happened to be heavy set ish. And he's like, "Hey, Lasseter's in the audience," and everyone looks over and laughs, and some people are or not everyone turned because not everyone's like, "Who's John Lasseter?" But like for the true Disney diehard fans, I just was like,
I will say
and
this. Go on.
And I just was like looking at from the angle because we were sitting. If you've guys been at that bar where he
Yeah.
performs, so our table, we were literally like right at his stage, and then he was looking at from the other like on the other side of the restaurant bar. So then like I'm looking and they had tables, so I'm like, and people are sitting or standing, so I didn't want to obstruct their view, so I'm kind of like crouching, like being a creeper to a creeper. So, but I was like, I couldn't get 100% visual, but from my angle, it looked like them. I was like, oh,
John Lasseter is weird because even when you know it's him and you're looking at him, there's still that little shred of doubt. I was on cast member previews of tech previews of Toy Story Mania. He was greeting us as we exited the attraction. And I'm like, God, that guy looks like John Lasseter. But what the hell would he be down here? It was him. It was the real deal.
That's pretty awesome.
I didn't get much other than saying hi because I
Yeah.
had to get over to Dak for my shift.
But I didn't see anybody cool this trip. But I do have, so after our cruise, Brian,
Mhm.
we have a couple nights booked at Riviera.
Nice.
TVC.
Oh, of course.
What room? Which one did you get?
I think a standard view. I think 1 bedroom. I don't know. Meg booked it. I haven't looked that deep into it. We transferred our.
Does it have the separate like living area with the 1
Yeah.
bedroom? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's the
Good,
one
good, good,
bedroom.
good.
The
Good.
studio is the traditional hotel room.
Well, technically, the studio. Well, I have to double check unless these are the non-DV. Wait, do they have DVC at non-DVC rooms, or is it all DVC?
I think it's all DVC.
That's what I thought, but I thought I guess it is a DVC resort.
It is.
Oh my god! Yeah, I know it's
It
a
is
DVC,
resort where their points come with more stipulations than any.
because like, but I thought the standard room though is the Murphy bed.
I don't know. I haven't stayed there. I haven't done room tours of it. I am stating from my standard DVC knowledge, the standard room has a kitchenette and your beds.
Okay.
Like, it's not that big. The 1 bedroom is where you get the full kitchen, the living area, and a bedroom. 2 bedroom, add another bedroom. 3 bedroom, add another bedroom. Like, that's the breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
We've done plenty of studios. They're fine. But we now have more points, so it's the 1 bedroom life for us. Yo-ho, yo-ho.
Nice. Did you have reservations for Topolino?
Not yet. Brian, we're 178 days out.
Oh, yeah, true. You're right. You're right.
If this was 5 years ago, maybe. More than 5. But there was a time where it was at that 180 reservation window.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was a while ago.
That was fabulous. For people who book trips long in advance.
That was me. I remember those days because I was like, all right, let's do this.
And you still couldn't get a reservation.
I know. It was still like trying to get tickets for, Comic-Con. Like, come on, come on, come on, come on.
So, the many ways Disney has changed. Some for the better,
that's
most
Liz.
for the worse.
Hi, Liz.
Say hi. Oh, she was just like, oh, crap.
She's like, oh, these guys, these idiots.
Yeah, these idiots.
And, well, believe it or not, Folks, I got a Horror Nights update for you. I know. Relax. It's only November. What have I been waiting for? I know I've taken a while here. But on Halloween, we got our first announcement for next year. Like I had a strong feeling when it wasn't on the docket for this year, because they probably want to wait for the season to end. It's still airing now, but your end, your friend till the end is coming. Based on the TV show, Chucky's coming to Horror Nights, both coasts. So buckle up. That house is gonna be fun.
And most likely out in California, Chucky will probably take over the Terror Tram.
I don't know, because he already probably, with him having a house, he already did.
True. I don't know, but like I was chatting with you earlier about the crazy idea of like the whole world of Chucky. And then the tag would be like, "Do you want to play?" Like the whole idea that Chucky takes our Horror Nights.
It's more likely to happen out there, because they can actually get the puppet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hoping Florida gets a few. I just want Florida to have Insult Emporium. I just want Chucky to yell insults at me.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's all. I just want to be insulted by Chucky.
Yeah, at least give me the Emporium and the house like all in one, like.
Yeah.
But that's our update. More is coming. Rumors out there, but nothing. Those are just early stuff. Nothing concrete yet.
I know. Well, what I was going to say is Brian had a game. I have a game idea. Broken bingo. You have your little bingo card, and if something isn't working in an attraction and you have it on your card, you get to mark it off. Free spaces, Betty.
Oh my
Shut up.
god!
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, but Betty can't be the free space.
That is
fantastic.
I love that idea. Oh my god! It's like they would have a. Oh my god, that's great.
It actually is a really fun idea.
Now, what about like? Would it be just completely broken, or I mean?
No, it could be things running in B mode. You got a car with
B mode.
You got a car that something's not right with it, be it the door didn't close right, or your little string isn't working right on,
or it doesn't spin. That was my favorite. We got a car that didn't spin as my mom's going, "You didn't tell her." I'm like, "Mom, they know." I can see the girl. She goes, "Yeah, we know." I'm like, "Trust me, Mom. They know it didn't work. We're gonna go on it again."
So, just that could be fun. Or my favorite, spot the alien saucer without the car, because there's almost always one that doesn't have its car on.
Yeah.
Or like getting bumped in those like, or even like, I got stuck on It's a Small World.
Well, how far back your Small World boat is, how far back your Pirate's boat is.
Or how far back your Splash Mountain boat is.
Splash Mountain, I have been still at the riverboat backed up.
We can't really put that one down currently.
I do have to say, Bruce, I stole your joke, and I had my cousins rolling on the floor.
That might be the last time the joke's ever said in that attraction. So sad.
What was the joke?
What is it? I thought this is a kid's attraction. What's with all the bare ass?
That's the first time you see him. And look at this. The insulting. There's more bare ass. Bare ass in my face.
See, I just went with the one right at the end.
It's perfect. With the grab of the tail, that's perfect.
That's
fantastic. That and Tower of Terror are my two of my best ones.
That's another interesting attraction that I don't know how they would do it. I don't know. They can't. I was like, how could they do a holiday overlay for the Haunted Mansion?
No.
They just threw something on the outside.
Yeah.
And
Unless
do
I mean,
that.
they would have to. They would have look. The day that the Tower of Terror gets a holiday overlay would be the day that they announce that Tower of Terror will no longer be Tower of Terror and be rethemed to a complete different new IP that will then eventually have its own Christmas overlay.
Again, they're not going to see the overlays are not going to be on most attractions. It has to be something that's done fast and cheap.
And fits the theme. Jingle Cruise.
Yeah.
Perfect. Puns.
Oh!
Puns.
Country Bear Jamboree. Bring back the holiday. Didn't they have a holiday one?
It
They
barely
had-
works to begin with.
They had a holiday. They remember they didn't just have a holiday. They had a summer overlay. They had a Christmas overlay. All of the. I think those still exist. I think in Hong Kong. I want to say.
Or better yet, just it's a small world.
Just put hats on dolls.
Just put Christmas decorations up.
They're just so reluctant to.
Or
They
just well, not just Christmas, because we have to be politically correct. We have to have Hanukkah and Kwanzaa
yeah.
and
Christmas around
Box-
the small world. Yes. it
Boxing
makes sense.
Day.
The holidays around the small world. So, my dear Fluffy, she's sitting there and she's like, I had to stop watching all this news. They just keep giving me bad Disney news. Like, yeah, it's been pretty bad. Did you know they're closing It's a Small World? No, they're not. Yeah, they are. It's going away soon. No, it's not. I don't know what news you're reading or what park they're doing, but they're reporting like standard maintenance closures as like closed forever on some of this stuff.
What they're doing, they're using the closed indefinitely because they're not for maintenance work because they're not giving a here's when it's reopening. So they're saying it closed. I just saw it the other day. Universal closing ride indefinitely. Rip Ride Rocket. Oh, it's about time. Oh, it's just service. Damn it. I was literally like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, fuck you.
I had the same response to that same article.
Yeah.
But it's like, Brian, you were sitting there and you sent us the video of the guy who got off on
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth. And one of the comments on there was, people just don't have any respect anymore. I'm like, people have been doing this for decades.
Yeah.
It's just there are more cameras
Yes.
and there are more people that are just reporting this shit. And there's shitty news sites out there that want to make a headline out of every little thing that happens.
There are cameras. Blanket statement. People forget.
Ooh.
Mansion, there was a long period. Mansion and Spaceship Earth didn't have cameras. And one of them was very regular for people to have sex on. Very regular.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there's 99 happy haunts, and you just might be now out holding one.
Yeah, it's
That's wrong. That's wrong.
look. If
The
you go
sneeze
back
will have another sneeze on it. What?
and you read more mouse stories, I believe that's a Jim Corcus book,
It is.
and they talk about the stories of the parents coming and being like, trying to show their kids adventures through intercourse. To go, yeah, you were conceived on this ride,
Oh
and
my
it not
God.
being there. for them to
Oh
see.
my God. Someone could write a whole book on Night of Joy.
That's basically an entire book of the more mouse stories series.
Yeah.
But no. That wasn't Night of Joy because this was all Disneyland, so it was Grad Nights.
Well, Grad Nights too. Grad Nights have their own special place in hell.
Night of Joy is.
You want to talk about a documentary that I would love to watch about? Would be about Disney's Grad Nights. Just like
Yeah, HBO stopped their After Dark series, so I don't know where.
well, I'm just talking about like because Netflix. Like I just watched the one about like Woodstock, like '99.
Watch the Hulu one too.
Considering
Or Fire Festival.
Firefest, you have Class Action Park. That's a classic. Considering there is an actual factual story of a character removing their head and hitting a person with it on grad nights. And I know for a fact this did happen.
Go
with God.
on.
You guys don't know this?
No,
I think
go
I've-
on. Go on.
Okay, kids, turn away because we're breaking the magic for a second. The story or the legend goes, because I know there's people who still tell me that didn't happen, and I've heard from multiple people, oh, this very much did. The Donald costume characters, the bill is very heavy. So there's a system that keeps the bill from weighing down on the cast member's neck and everything. Well, grad night, people were pulling on the bill, and they were told explicitly, you need to stop that, you need to stop that.
Right.
It was actually hurting the person in the Donald suit. One last pull. Head off, beak on head of kid.
Good.
Bop! And put the head back on. And walked right off stage.
Kid deserved it.
Yeah.
Kids very much deserved it. There are other stories of things happening, but not like others. There's all sorts of bullshit stories out there, but that is the legend. There was one going around that Jiminy Cricket was walking around holding a Mickey head through one of the restaurants. I want to say through Tony's Town Square. I called shenanigans on that right away.
Too much security for that.
But there's a lot of shenanigans. But that's my understanding is that I've been told on many. I have authority from many people. This truly did happen.
Cue the Unsolved Mystery theme song.
So
That's just a story, a Disney story.
What I will say, because since we're touching this, we're getting into security stuff. One, the new detectors are wonderful. They're really speeding up the line. But I don't know what my mother-in-law was doing, why she looked so shady. But every single park we went to, every single time we went through security, she was flagged for extra screening.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's funny? So was Liz.
Every time. And I'm like,
I'm hearing Disney sexist. That's what I'm hearing in this statement.
no, what I am hearing is it going,
That's 3 things I need to say something off the air.
nope, we've pulled over, we've stopped enough of them. Get our white woman quota in there.
No, no,
Gotta appear random.
no.
And here's the thing. I got flagged for extra screening once, which, considering, like, my bag on average had 2 backup batteries in it. Like, it's a fanny pack. It had backup batteries in it. It had lip balm. Like, things that under an x-ray, they're looking suspicious together.
That's funny. You think the single man walking through holding a backpack would raise some suspicions, but apparently I'm either look too trusting or no one to bother. Or they said, "Look at the sweat dripping off of him. We're not touching this."
Bruce. And this is going to be in reference to somebody with the same name, but you'll understand. Fluffy, Australia.
Understood. Enough said. Understood. Withdrawn cheerfully. With the same name.
The fact that I could just make stand-up jokes, and I know you got it. Bet it tastes like gravy.
It doesn't help that you pick one of my favorites.
But yeah, no. And there are times like watching them do everything, watching them like way too thoroughly investigate a scooter.
Some people think they need to be the hero of the day.
I got to investigate this scooter. And I'm like looking at the woman who's on the scooter. And this was a woman who 100% looked like she legitimately needed the scooter in her daily life, let alone at Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, because they make her get off and like hobble through the detector. And then the guy sitting there with like a flashlight on the scooter. I'm like, you can't do this for every scooter that comes through here. Like 3,000 scooters come through here a day.
Mhm.
Why are you picking on this like 98-year-old woman? She ain't doing shit. She's buying a pretzel. And I saw someone about to get outraged at one of the bus drivers because they hit their limit of scooters and they were denied access.
They're not denying you. I can't fit another one, idiot.
And the reason they were denied access, because initially I had a little bit of curiosity in my head about this, was one of the scooter spots was taken by a stroller. But upon my boarding the bus and looking at it, it was clearly a special needs child in this stroller.
That makes sense.
The child looked to be like 3 months old, and I was questioning why you're bringing a special needs child to Disney at 3 months, but that's a different story. I just, probably safer places to be other than on a bus in Disney.
That's another off-air comment.
I understand. Man, the after show is going to be killer tonight. And the last thing I want to add, because it's Disney adjacent. I finally went through. I watched Book of Boba Fett and Last Jedi recently. Not Last Jedi, Rise of the Skywalker.
Oh, episode 9.
Yeah, I finally watched it.
So, what did you watch first? Book of Boba Fett or Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker first.
Thoughts on that?
I don't know why everyone hated it. I liked it. It was definitely as tends to seem to be the case, the third one seems to be the best of any trilogy for Star Wars. I know there's debates with the original trilogy, but the prequel trilogy, it's a firm 3. And it's 3 for the sequel trilogy.
I agree.
I respect that answer on episode 9. I'm so on the fence with that one. I'm one of those that I'm just like, I am trying so hard to appreciate just the trilogy as a whole. And just looking at it from a perspective of George Lucas created something that was lightning in a bottle he didn't know he had. And then you just see Disney as a corporation, just putting their hands on something that's so precious.
Clone Wars, what?
What?
But see, the Clone Wars, technically, that was before Disney. Clone Wars came out before Disney ever.
I'm well aware. That's why I'm saying. Yeah, I know what you mean, but the Clone Wars, that movie, which is to me the worst of the Star Wars movies. And I hate Episode 7. I really dislike. I love the show, The Clone Wars. I didn't care for the movie.
Yeah, I felt the movie was just like an episode, but I love the series. I love the series of the Clone Wars.
I'm talking just the movie.
Right.
The Phantom Menace happened, people.
I like the Phantom Menace more than I like Clone.
There's something about now that I'm older, there's something that I'm actually starting to appreciate Phantom Menace.
And here's the thing.
Maybe it's because of Disney.
What I am also going to say, because I have watched public opinion swing on this. Over the years, people have grown to dislike The Force Awakens, even though when it was initially out, people loved it.
I hate that. I hated it when I first saw it.
You did. But most people loved it when it first came out and are now swinging back to hatred of it because it's just a new hope again. Yeah, that's what we needed. Don't worry about it. It's what we needed to reboot Star Wars movies.
Right.
What ruined the sequel trilogy, and I feel bad because I tried to defend him initially, is Rain Johnson.
Yeah.
I was excited because he could do cool things, and I still think he could have been a good Star Wars director, not for one of the Skywalker Saga movies. He would have been a good choice for a Rogue One, an Andor, a side story, not the Skywalker Saga.
I'm just gonna drop a bomb here on these movies. I'm just gonna drop a bomb and just what's really wrong with them. And this is Kingdom Hearts is what's really wrong with them. I know. It basically Star Wars is light. Is Kingdom Hearts is light. That was the problem here, and that's always been the light versus dark and everything. But with the new trilogy here, it's like we're gonna get rid of Jedi's. Kingdom Hearts is lights are back, powers are back, nothing's changed. It felt like hollow, if you will.
Yeah.
What it needs. It's halftime. They need heart.
Okay, Jimmy McGinty. Are we talking damn Yankees here? Or are we actually talking Jimmy McGinty?
Jimmy McGinty.
Okay. Miles and miles of heart.
But that, like, all the problems with the sequel really are from that movie where he tried to reinvent too much and he tried to tell Hamill what Luke Skywalker would do, and I think Hamill knows what Luke Skywalker would do better than Lucas at this point.
Because even Mark Hamill was like, I don't think this is the Luke Skywalker that I remembered as I was 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I get what he was trying to go for, but I don't recall this being he's like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah. And part of the reason I had to watch it is I unveiled my yellow lightsaber. And I was sitting there going, Temple Guards, Jedi Sentinels, the historical canon. And you built Rey's lightsaber. What? No, Temple Guard. I didn't know when I put the yellow crystal in, she had a yellow saber.
Yeah, spoilers.
I don't consider spoilers for movies over 2 years old.
Okay.
Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, let's go there.
The disappointment with the Book of Boba Fett was, one, storytelling and pacing. They should have just told it A to B, not B, A, C.
And then go back to
the flashbacks.
Yeah.
And two, I think some of the disappointment comes from, while this is the Boba Fett story we needed, it was not the one we wanted. People wanted like, when they heard flashbacks, they went, ooh, we're going to get flashbacks to his bounty hunting career. We're going to get the middle chunk. We're going to get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not a pseudo-Egyptian mafia movie Western.
I'm a lot more critical of the Star Wars stuff than most other people are. I don't dislike Star Wars, but I'm not like a super fan. I didn't dislike Book of Boba Fett. It just it didn't feel like it had a reason to exist yet to me. Now they may be building to that, but again, what was the point of having your show if you shouldn't have to watch Book of Boba Fett to understand the Mandalorian, which you do.
But
The next season of The Mandalorian, if you didn't watch Book of Boba Fett, I'm sure there's going to have a recap, but that's still not fair.
But here's the thing. They really do consider and basically come out and say, like, they are this, like, it is a chapter in the Mandalorian story. Like,
oh, sure. Can I have a little theory here? So yeah, Bruce, I think you're onto something. The whole concept, because at first when I was watching Book of Boba Fett, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of digging this. I'm kind of digging the backstory a little bit. It's different. I'm not sure if I like it or not.
And the
And then
weird
this-
ass huts.
but like it starts picking up, and I'm like, okay, this is fun. Like this is actually, and it feels like a Western, like something like a Clint Eastwood style Western. I'm digging it. And then as soon as I like it, they throw in the whole Mandalorian, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm
It
like,
stops everything to a halt.
but then, I started to think of something. I'm like, you know what? I think Jon Favreau is making his little MCU a little Mandalorian cinematic universe. I think that's the reason why we have the Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett. These are all like Ahsoka, because we're gonna have Ahsoka coming too, and I'm pretty sure these 3 shows are eventually going to be tied in.
No shit, Sherlock. That's the easy thing. It's the long game of guessing where we're going to get here's where I will happily say spoilers from this theory, because I believe my theory will be accurate. In 5 to 8 years, we're going to get more Star Wars movies, more mainline Star Wars movies, where we are going to get Grogu the Mandalorian wielding the Darksaber, being either a Jedi Mandalorian or, and the far side of this that that was where my thing was. I was also going, oh yeah, hey, I listened to the Screen Crush where they were talking about this, and maybe Grogu as the Mandalorian with the Darksaber will actually be the dark side of the Force in the upcoming stuff. 150 years in the future. Far in the future. I don't know how I feel about that, but it would be an interesting take.
Listen, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Bruce, the Star Wars is founded on the Battle of Light and Dark. It's always
I'm aware. It's
dark.
less about the Battle of Light and Dark, but it's like, okay, same thing. Got it. Cool.
I actually have a really cool idea of a Star Wars trilogy that, and I think it was also because of the way how Force Awakens, and this was my opinion with Force Awakens too, was that like it was pretty much it was like what I'm like, oh, this movie was awesome. It was A New Hope, but it was awesome. And I'm like, okay, let's build upon this though. Don't just remake this trilogy again. Like, okay, we get it, but let's grow on this. Rian Johnson came in. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I give him an A for effort. And then with Colin Trevorrow being dropped, and then recently announcing, like, dropping online like bits and pieces of his version of what his movie was going to be, and people were like, oh my god, this would have been so much better than Rise of Skywalker. Got me thinking, like, well, what if Disney did a Star Wars trilogy concept where the trilogy wasn't a hero's journey, but that the 3 films are centered around a key point in time, that each film is based off of a different character, that they may end up intertwining with one another in each film, but it all takes place in that same point in time. But they're told by different point of views, so then that way you can have
Fire Emblem.
I'm just saying, like,
that
having 3 different directors telling like their own storytelling, but taking place in this key point.
That is something I think you would see more of in TV than movies. Because for that to work in movies, they'd almost need to be released near simultaneously.
True.
And that is something long-form TV shows, I think, would be better suited for telling.
It's not a bad idea. I don't know how well audiences would like it. I think it's a good idea. I would be behind that. I know exactly what you mean and say, but Joe's right. You would have to do something very close together.
Because you can still do, like, episode, where are we at? 10, 11, 12 still have the scroll and everything, different, same title. It's just that like episode 10, 11, and 12 all take place at the same time. And
Yes,
there's no time jump.
But here's the thing. With this very same concept, how much better would have the Book of Boba Fett been if it came out right in the middle of the last Mandalorian series, intersplicing them?
Well, see, and that actually comes to my bigger point is that honestly, my overall opinion with Lucasfilm, stop making Star Wars films altogether in the silver screen. I get that's where the money making is. I'm like, oh my god, what is he saying? But if they're gonna upcharge me for Disney Plus, give me more Star Wars content then. Like, give me some high quality like story.
But they're already put the saturation level on Disney Plus is really going to push it. They're really starting to push their saturation level. The new Grogu thing with the oh my gosh, the character
Dust Mites.
Right? Dust Mites, thank you. That's adorable. I'm glad that exists. It's going to be from Disney Plus. They just call it Disney Plus. It's Marvel and Star Wars. We got nothing else. And our classic stuff. That's all we got. And stuff for kids. Sorry.
That's Disney in a nutshell currently.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say there. They do need to fix some things, but when you spent billions of dollars on these studios...
I get it, but it just starts becoming I like the Marvel stuff. I watch the Star Wars stuff, but I'm just saying, for the general public and audience, you're going to get a point of anything. The oversaturation is going to become, I want something new now.
Yes. And I do want to have a point to one of the big criticisms I saw of Book of Boba Fett. And it's a mild criticism, but I heard it a lot. Oh my god, those Boston Dynamic dogs took me out of the moment because they're real robots.
Oh my god.
Bitch, guy was running with an ice cream maker in Empire. Cut me a break.
I know.
What?
And see, that's what I loved about Book of Boba Fett is the authenticity of how it makes you feel like you're back in the 70s.
I actually, my one complaint with Book of Boba Fett here is I was teased the Council of Hutts. I thought the Council of Hutts was going to have a lot more to do. And they were like, by the way, these creepy ass twins, gone. I'm like, oh, I really thought the Hutts were going to have a lot more to do here. Boo.
Season 2.
Do you guys remember growing up that there was I don't think it was written by Timothy Zahn, but there was a book that I remember reading that was called Bounty Hunter Tales or Tales of the Bounty Hunter or something like that. And it was a series of like short stories of bounty hunters. And in the book, the first chapter was about Boba Fett and how he escaped the Sarlacc pit. So like there were a lot of elements that I saw from that book that they used that were inspired for the show.
Screw Book of Boba Fett. Screw historical Star Wars trilogies. You want that Boba Fett escapes the Sarlacc pit? It is basically shot for shot Patton Oswalt's filibuster from Parks and Rec.
With just missing the Infinity Gauntlet.
But it's just how it goes. And
I could do with never seeing that Sarlacc pit ever again.
Yes.
That was not fun.
I can imagine. The other complaint you always hear is, oh my god, it doesn't fit the canon set up in insert obscure book here that Disney plainly told you a decade ago at this point isn't canon for this.
Well,
and I don't blame them for that because trying to figure out the canonicity,
you would never be able to keep it.
All that shit was never happening.
You would never be able to make it canon.
Legends.
Yeah.
You had to say no. Because could you imagine trying to have everybody trying to write a Star Wars story need to know all 5,000 Legends books?
I know.
You wouldn't. You would have to have a dramaturge. You would have 3 dramaturges to be on every Star Wars project, and these 3 people are going to sit in the room with them, and they say, "Yes, it can. and here's why, or no, it can't, but
Right.
here's why.
Right.
And every single answer they'd give is no, it contradicts this, which already is contradicted by this, 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 and this, but it contradicts this.
Actually, they would be saying no, and I need more Jack Daniels.
I don't know. I did spend some time recently looking at all the different lightsaber crystals and meanings, and that needs to be brought more into the films, but that's it.
Whatever happened to the I remember that they had a concept that was like Jedi Temple Run, Jedi Temple something. It was basically it was going to be a kids game show on Disney Plus. It may even be on, I don't know. I haven't found it yet. But it's hosted by none other than Ahmed Best, who did Jar Jar. And he plays a temple guard. And it's a concept of like Legends of the Hidden Temple, but in the world of like Star Wars Jedi Padawans doing these like trivia questions and obstacle courses and all this stuff. And
Nickelodeon sued. I don't know. It'd be cool, but it would also... You know what probably happened? The pandemic.
yeah.
And after long enough, they went, yeah, screw it. It wasn't that good of an idea. I am running into the issue of where to introduce Bella to Star Wars. And it really is an interesting concept because they do make some shows for like 5 and 6 year olds, but they're starting at points where I don't want her to start Star Wars. And like her first Star Wars movie should be A New Hope. Like,
Yeah, I would start her with the original trilogy.
oh, when we get to the movies, she is watching them in the machete order, and we're going from there.
Wait, what's the machete order? 1, like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3?
4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, wait, is that the one where it's like telling the backstory once he tells I'm your father? It's like a
Yes.
flashback reasoning.
Because it protects that big reveal of I am your father.
All right, so I've never watched it in machete order. God's honest truth. So what is it? Is it 4, 5?
2, 3. You
2,
you skip 1. They
altogether.
completely eliminate 1.
Completely eliminate 1. All right, so it's 4, 5, 2, 3, 6,
6, 7, 8,
7,
9.
8, 9. Okay.
It works.
I'm going to try that.
It's all about just preserving the I am your father.
Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge was a COVID thing. They did film it. It looks like it mostly unaired. Might be on Disney Plus, but that was the name of it. It looks... it's a little hard to tell, but it looks like an idea that just didn't land. But that's the name of it, and it is out there, Brian.
Yeah.
I've checked the Star Wars section of Disney Plus enough that I'm fairly certain it's not there.
It does. It looks like it was on YouTube and StarWarsKids.com or some weird.
I will say this much: Andor, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
by far, not even just the best Star Wars program. It's I mean, don't get me wrong, Mandalorian's fun. This is like...
So...
And I think it's because I love Rogue One. This Andor series is just fantastic. And they have the guys that did the Bourne Identity, or one of the Bourne films.
Yeah. Here's why these work. Because Favreau is going back and pulling out the MCU playbook, and he goes, we don't need to make Star Wars films. We need to make a Western that is Star Wars. We need to make a spy movie that is in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
That's what made the MCU work for Phase 1 and 2. That's what can make Star Wars work.
Yep.
That's what James Gunn's doing with DC.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
Look, I shit on DC a lot, but I want them to do well.
You shit on them because they can do better. They should do better. That's why it's not that we're not rooting for them. It's we know the potential is there.
And you know what's crazy? I mean, this is just a crazy idea, but I think James Gunn should just like basically now that he's running that, well, co-running, just sit down with the board and be like, you know what? Just throw we're just clean house. Just start from scratch.
They've done that so often already. But here's the problem. All the recent DC movies, and I'm going to start at the Nolan Batmans forward.
Yeah.
There's one big problem. Most of those Marvel movies I can sit down and fairly comfortably watch with my 4-year-old. Not completely comfortably because there's still some. Most of those DC movies, I wouldn't dare. Like, they're just too dark. The themes are too dark.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like basically having them do like if Warner Brothers really wants to do like a DC universe like Marvel, and now with James Gunn at the helm, like I think what he needs to do is pretty much do like a hard reset, still release these, projects like, the Shazam, Black Adam, Joker 2, like all this stuff. But the big picture, that's when they're like, okay, what, like, for example, this Flash film, like, I
Still release the Flash film. I've said it multiple times. There's a very simple answer here. You don't have to do anything. You built in your own reset. Your very first movie is Crisis on Infinite Earths. You have built in your own reset. You fixed everything in one film. Yeah. You only need one film to do it. And it's right. And I think that's what they're going to end up doing. It's because it's right there. Everything you've created, every other single movie still counts. You still make them exist, and James, you get rid of them all in the same fell swoop.
And I think Gunn's going to pull the trigger on that then, because you're right with that one particular Flash film.
When it was supposed to be Flashpoint, yes.
Well, still release it, but like maybe even just if they have the budget or timing, maybe kind of change the ending where it basically says, all right, now that's it. Everything's canon.
You don't even have to. You don't even have to do that. You end the movie exactly as it's planned, and your next movie picks up with Crisis on Infinite Earths. You make mention of everything, and you find out who's we keeping on, who's coming back, who's leaving.
Yeah.
Who do we not want? And go from there. You can fix everything in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
You fix it all by giving either one of those movies the tagline for WrestleMania 20. Where it all begins again.
Yo, and you know what's crazy? Funny you should say that about wrestling. Have you heard lately about Dwayne Johnson with Black Adam and the whole Henry Cavill, and how pretty much Dwayne Johnson's kind of got Warner Brothers by the throat when it pretty much whatever he wants. They're like, yeah, no problem, man. Whatever you say.
That's Dwayne and Ebony Studio currently.
Well, allegedly, I think there's something going on where possibly the DC, they're trying to kind of hint at the fact that it's not that far off from wrestling. Because, look, now you got John Cena as the Peacemaker. I think they're trying to look at it as like, and I think Dwayne Johnson's hoping for like the not, I don't want to say the writing, but like, could there be a possibility that we'll start seeing more wrestlers, fighters coming into the DC universe as comic book characters?
I don't think, other than our Lord and Savior, the Tribal Chief, I don't think Dwayne is pushing for it.
It happens on its own naturally. There's been plenty of wrestlers who've acted in movies before. They will again. Superhero movies are just fitting because they often have a look, and they're used to doing the physical stunts and such.
Right.
It just happens to work out that way. I think that's a lot of rumor. Until I hear something a little more concrete, I think that's just rumor. I'm not saying it isn't true. It's just I think that's going to be a rumor. And a lot of this is going to depend on, as much as they say that, this is still James Gunn running this.
Right.
And it's if they do, because if they try to force that, James Gunn will walk away. He's the type who will go, I literally don't, I'm rich. I don't need this. And walk away. People have done it with Disney for years. I don't think Warner Brothers should be in that position. You really have to let James Gunn handle everything 100%.
But if we're going to talk about wrestling, man, we got some interesting things being thrown around for WrestleMania for the names we got in here.
Like who?
Well, one, we got the match it's still rumored, where we're going to get The Rock versus the Lord and Savior, our tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Got that.
Ooh.
If we don't get that, it'll be Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, which will be off the charts.
Oh my God. Match. Yeah, that would be a really good match.
Cena will be there. They're already slightly beginning to promote Cena at WrestleMania. And then there's heavy rumors that WWE is throwing money at it to make it happen. Where we will get Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yo.
Hey, he wrestled last year. That's only half the big...
Okay. The Stone Cold's where he piqued the interest. Okay. Go on.
Versus who do you think he should face? I want to hear who you think.
Hey, brother.
No, that man will never wrestle again. Fuck that dude.
I mean, me, who personally I think should face, fight Owens, fight, baby. No?
Well, yes, Fido. Sorry. Who's Fido in this?
No, Owens.
No, because that was last year.
Oh, God, that's right. He did that last year. That's who it was last year. That was somebody else. Who I actually don't know who I put him against.
Some might call him a cult of personality.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus. You had me. And then...
Look, as everybody said, the only interesting thing, the only odd thing about the whole CM Punk leaving AEW thing is his sticking point on the non-compete. Why would a man who gives no shits about wrestling care about his wrestling non-compete?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, I'm always down to see Stone Cold, and you do need a more experienced performer to be with him at this point.
Yeah.
So Punk would fit the bill there. I'm just, I'm not a huge Punk fan, but hell, I'd tune in for that.
I'd watch it, though. I know they don't need to be another year older. I just wish they'd hold off another year. Because I'd like to be there in Philly and watch them burn the city to the ground.
Oh my God.
I would be there next to you.
Yes, you would. But that's what I got. I had to talk a little bit of wrestling when we got that going on. And just a side note for anyone out there, look on YouTube, find the couple minute snippet of Michael Cole on the Pat McAfee show because it's awesome.
Oh, it is awesome.
And I need to go have a cold train after this.
Oh my gosh.
So that's it. But you know what? We're approaching 2 hours, and I think that is enough time of us idiots.
This was actually a good show. I'm feeling good about this one.
Yes. And apparently we have at least a half hour's worth of after show material to not record.
Oh my God.
So
turn off the lights, sweet darling.
Until next time, we're the idiots.
So you don't
have to be.
Whereas insane.